Here are two people, Rachel and Mark. Rachel is a regional sales director. She's in her early 40s, earns about $120,000 a year, and lives in a smart house on a good road in a commuter town outside London. There's a big mortgage on it, a Range Rover and a second car, both on finance, and 2 children at a private school. From the outside, she's the one who's made it. Take the house and her pension, knock off what's still owed, and on paper, Rachel is worth well over £500,000. But almost all of that salary goes straight back out again every month, and there's only a few £1,000s in her account she could actually get at today. Mark is a secondary school teacher in a cheaper part of the country. He's a similar age, earns about a third of what Rachel does, rents a small flat, and drives a 12-year-old car that was paid off long ago. Nothing about his life looks impressive. But he's put money aside, quietly, for years, and he's got around £50,000 sitting in a savings account. Now suppose they both lose their job in the same month. Rachel's role goes in a restructure. Mark's contract isn't renewed. The income they live on stops. Which one is still paying their bills a year later, without turning their life upside down to do it? It's Mark, comfortably. Rachel could keep paying for a while too, but only by selling the house, pulling the kids out of school, and unwinding the whole thing fast. Mark barely has to change anything, which is strange, because Rachel is worth so much more on paper. So how does the one with far more money hit the wall first? Because being worth a lot and being safe are not the same thing. Start with that big net worth. It's everything you own minus everything you owe. And by that measure, Rachel is miles ahead. But net worth is a photo taken on a single day, and most of hers is locked inside the house and the pension. Money she'd have to sell up to release, or a pension she can't touch for years. It looks like safety on paper, but it can't pay next month's bills. What actually matters when the money stops is something else. How long you could keep the bills paid with nothing coming in. It comes down to 2 things: the cash you can actually get your hands on, and the bills you still have to pay every month, whatever happens. The ones you can't just cancel. Put those together, and you get a number of months. And that number is your runway. Rachel, even after cancelling everything that can be cancelled, still has to find about £6,000 a month. The mortgage, the 2 car payments, the school fees, the council tax, the food. She's only got a few thousand in the bank, so that covers her for 2, maybe 3 weeks. Mark has to find about £1,500 a month, and his £50,000 covers that for the best part of 3 years. Same shock, but Rachel lasts weeks, and Mark lasts years, and the whole gap is those 2 numbers. Now look at what Mark's £50,000 really is. It's an emergency fund, money set aside for a shock, and an income suddenly stopping is exactly the kind of shock it's for. That plain pile of cash can do what Rachel's house and pension can't. It can pay next month's bills. It's why someone worth far less on paper can be far safer. Not because he owns more, but because he can reach what he owns exactly when he needs it. Rachel's monthly bill is so much bigger for one reason: the payments that don't stop just because the income did. It isn't the day-to-day spending, the meals out and the odd treat. She cuts those the moment the money stops, so that isn't where the danger is. But a mortgage payment and a car finance payment still land every month, job or no job. Pull the kids out of school, and she still owes a term's fees. The more of your life you've locked in ahead of time, the bigger the bill that keeps arriving after the paycheck has gone. And you can see how that plays out for Rachel. A few weeks in, the cash is gone, and the choices left are worse ones, taken in a hurry. She sells a car quickly, probably for less than it's worth. She borrows to bridge the gap, likely on worse terms now she has no income to show for it. She pulls the kids out and hands over a term's fees anyway. With time, any one of those might have been a sensible move. With no cash left, she takes the first option in front of her rather than the best one. Mark, meanwhile, is drawing quietly on his savings, still paying his rent and looking for the next job without the panic. And the next job is the decision that really counts. With nothing coming in, Rachel is under real pressure to grab the first offer that turns up, whatever it pays and wherever it is, because the bills won't wait, and she could end up stuck for years in a job that's wrong for her, one that pays too little or slowly wears her down. Mark can hold out for the right one, turn down a bad fit, ask for more, or retrain if that's what it takes. His savings don't just cover the bills for a while, they give him the room to make a good decision about the work he'll be doing for years. Earning well isn't the mistake here, and neither is borrowing. The catch is that getting a big income and keeping a long runway are two different skills, and the first can quietly work against the second. The more you earn, the easier it is to commit the money rather than keep it within reach. A bigger mortgage, the newer car on finance, the fees. Every one of those is another fixed cost, and fixed costs are what shorten a runway. So the more the spending grows to match the income, the shorter the runway gets. Keeping it long is a separate, deliberate choice. Small commitments and real cash within reach. It's why even two people earning exactly the same can end up weeks apart or years apart, depending on how much they tied up and how much they kept where they could reach it. None of this needs a complicated system. The fix is the plain stuff everyone half knows and few people set up. Keep the bills you're tied into well below what you earn, so there's always a gap. Build a cash buffer you can actually reach, a few months of essential spending before you worry about investing a penny. And when your pay goes up, move some of it straight into that buffer before your spending grows to meet it. Do that, and you've bought yourself a runway most higher earners never have. Exactly how you split the pots is a video of its own, but the shape is simple. Some to live on, some kept safe and reachable, and a cushion that's only there for the month things go wrong. So the real test of how safe someone is, when the money stops, isn't what they're worth. It's how long they could keep the bills paid with nothing coming in.